Well, welcome everyone. I am here with Mike DeBolt. He is a board member for the Omaha Parks Foundation. Welcome, Mike.
Well, thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate it.
Well, let's just talk a little bit first because we got an event coming up here in August, but let's talk a little bit about the Omaha Parks Foundation. First of all, let's just go then and then we'll talk about the relationship with the Omaha Parks and Recreation.
You got it. The Omaha Parks has been around for about 150 years, but the Parks Foundation, they're fairly new. They're only 10 years old.
Okay, I think I remember when that was formed because I've been doing this for, believe it or not, 30 years. So yeah, 10 years ago. So what is the mission or the purpose of the foundation itself?
The purpose of the foundation is to support the parks. The parks, obviously, they do a wonderful job. They have the responsibility, obviously, to manage 250 parks and 120 miles of trails. And again, they're supported, obviously, through our tax dollars. But like everybody else, they have a wish list.
For sure. And what is the wish list?
Well, so many neighborhood parks, they have desires and wants and to go ahead and improve our park system. And so they come back and they say, hey, we need a little help. And can you guys help us do some special things? And we'll talk about one of them that's very near and dear to my heart. I had an opportunity to serve in the military for 30 years. So as a veteran, I take a special interest in a project called the Veteran Shine On. And so each year in November, through a lot of good folks, they go ahead and they light up Memorial Park in their red, white, and blue. And they have the Veteran Shine On event. But that costs, money.
Yeah.
And the cost of that is about $30,000.
Wow.
But that doesn't come from the taxpayers. That comes from the good people of Omaha that help out and donate that money.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So how you got on my radar screen is how a lot of things do. You sent me a press release, and because I'm a walker, jogger, maybe a little bit of a runner, and also a biker, but you have an event coming up called Find Your Trail Virtual Run, Walk, and Bike. So I just asked you before we started recording, is this the first annual? And so kind of tell us how this came to be this year.
How it came to be is in the past, we've been very lucky to have the College World Series right here in Omaha. And this year with that event not happening, the parks and with the foundation specifically has been asked to support the road to Omaha. And with the College World Series not happening, there's no road to Omaha run.
Right.
And that's happened downtown. So without that event, we're going like, what can we do to help continue to support the parks to an event like that? So I'm going to show you my shirt here.
Okay, let's see it.
There we go.
Yep, there you go.
Your trail. So
yeah.
Again, we know people like to use our trails to bike and to walk and to run. And so we thought, hey, let's go ahead and encourage people to find that favorite park and to go out and to remember, especially now, how important our parks is.
Yeah, for sure.
We know people like to do recreation at each of our parks, and we know, most people by the age of 13, they're no longer in those sports programs. So the park is more and more important to each and every one of us.
Yeah, and I think, the title, Find Your Trail, because again, this is a virtual, you can run it, walk it, you can bike it. And really kind of looking at where are the different trails, because we have so many. And I personally, I'll just speak for me. I forget how many amazing trails that you can walk on, that you can bike on. Where do people go to actually find the different trails? Is there a website?
Yes, two ways you can get there. You can go directly to Omaha Parks, and there's a whole list of them there, or you can do the Omaha Parks Foundation, and we'll link you up either way. And then so many of them, they'll give you the distances as well. So you can find your distance, find your trail.
And so this virtual event, is it like happening over, I think, 9 days? Is that correct?
Well, we're going to take that week. We're going to do that, Sunday through Saturday.
Okay.
You can go anytime you want. And then, and we realize it's a donation. And, but there's so much good that comes out of that donation. when we look at COVID and the impact that it has, but we had that other thing that happened to Omaha too. And we call that the ash borer.
Yeah,
And the city's been very aggressive, and they've replaced over 4,000 trees already.
yeah.
And again, that cost to replace those trees is there as well. And we want to continue to make our parks beautiful, and that donation will help do that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about, being in the Omaha community or the Omaha, metro area. It's a beautiful city, but it doesn't just happen by chance. There's work and there's dedication and commitment behind it. So that's, I know, one of the things that the organization does is really help maintain that beauty for not just us living here, people visiting here. So
Yeah.
yeah. So people can register for this. Do they get a t-shirt? Do we get?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Um, Lawler's has been very gracious. They realize not everybody's an athlete, so they made these 100% soft cotton.
Yeah, it looks, I can actually tell that by looking at it.
Yeah. So my wife always says you can do as many events as you want as long as I get the T-shirt.
Right.
So,
Right. So you register. Is this like a 5K, or is it anything you want it to be, or what?
I'm gonna show you the back of the shirt here. So the way this thing is set up on the back,
Oh, okay.
you can do a 10K, a 5K, or a 1 mile. You choose. And again, we're going to give people the opportunity to be a sponsor as well. So we have different giving levels. But if you'd like to sponsor the event as well, I will put your name on the back of the shirt.
Okay. Great. So what are the dates again? In between what and what, or did we?
We're looking at August 9th through the 15th.
Okay, 9th through the 15th. So it's about a month away, about 4 or 5 weeks away.
Yeah. And then we know it coincides right before everybody goes back to school. So we want to encourage
Yeah.
everybody to go out as a family and do this event.
Yeah.
And then to know your donation will support our parks.
Are you encouraging people to take pictures of themselves, or is there?
Yes,
Okay.
we're using Instagram and
Okay.
Facebook. So we'd like people to please go online and post those pictures and know that Omaha cares, wear your mask, not wear your mask, if you're there with your family
Yeah.
and go out there. And we'd love to have those family photos with their pets as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I just feel like this is such a great way to encourage people to find that trail that's close to them, or to find a new walking path. So I'm excited to I have got, I know the ones that I typically do are the typical, a lot of the 5Ks in the past that have taken place in these different areas. But there, like you said, there's 200 and some miles of trails.
120 miles of paved trails
Okay.
throughout the city,
Okay.
and
120.
250 parks.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So where can people go to register?
They can go to Omaha Parks or Omaha Parks Foundation.
Okay.
And there's a link on there, and you can go ahead and register, or you can Google Find Your Trail, and it'll bring you to the website as well.
Well, before I let you go, I think we got about 30 seconds or so. How can people support Omaha Parks Foundation in other ways? I mean, I know this is one way, but
they have the Giving Tuesdays, and so again, we have the links on our site, and we'll always love to accept your donations. Again, we've had very gracious people that we recently had a couple give $45,000 to take care of the rose gardens at Memorial Park.
yeah.
So again, we have some great people here in town
Yeah.
that care very much about our parks.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, thank you so much. It's a pleasure meeting you. I'm excited for this event. I think I even told you when we talked last that for that week, I was thinking of doing a 5K a day on a different trail. So I'm going to kind of stick to that right now, and I'll send you the pictures.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. It's good to see you. And again, excited for this event. So take care and be safe.
I'll see you on the trail.
Okay, perfect. Bye.